subscribe for hauls and vlogs, and tonight we are back with an Ask Me Anything. I took to Twitter and Instagram. Go and follow me over there. Oh, I do hilarious Twitter polls like, what's your favourite Real Housewives? Or I post Instagrams of, I don't know, mugs I've been drinking out of, quality content. And I also asked you lovely lot on YouTube to send me some questions. First of all, I got a lot of questions about education, teaching, blogging and blogging. So I think I'm gonna do an individual live stream. What could go wrong? I don't know, probably everything. A live stream in the next week or next fortnight, so keep your eyes peeled for that. I will let you know on Instagram and Twitter and social media when I'm gonna do that. So this is not gonna be vlogging and blogging questions. This is gonna be like kind of like personal questions. So first of all, we'll go straight onto Instagram. We have got from melmakes21, hello, where do you most want to go on a family holiday this year, and where would you like to go on a romantic mini break? Well, we all know that I bloody love Disney World, so we're definitely going to Disney World this year. I'm hoping to save enough money to be able to go to Disneyland Paris for half term in October, because it's the first year where the kids have had Halloween in half term, so that would be nice. Romantic mini break, we went to Copenhagen in December. That was lovely, so I'd quite like to go somewhere like that, a bit Christmassy around December time. Okay, we have the next question from Miss Ruthie Webb. Hello, I'm just starting to learn to drive and would love to know how long it took you. I would like to be inspirational and say I did like 15 lessons and then I just did it. I started to learn to drive from the age of 17. I did not pass my test until the age of possibly 27. There was 10 years. My first driving lessons, I hadn't lived with my mum and dad, and then I just sacked it off because I was terrible. And then when I got my first teaching job, I was like, right, I'm gonna have to drive to school because it's bloody miles away. Do you want me to do that? That makes me feel like I'm clever. So every time I do that, I think I'm not being clever. So just bear that in mind. So then I took up driving lessons, and by some miracle, I passed first time. And even the driving instructor, when he found out the result, was like, what do you mean you passed? I was like, yeah, I passed, expecting to be like jubilant, and he was like, bloody hell, better keep off the roads around here then. So good luck with your learning to drive. Be better than me. This is for the lovely Harriet. Hello, Harriet. So it's SW Harriet Jane B. I know you know me. Your other half painted me that lovely picture. So your question is, what did you do for your hen do? Because she's having a hen do. But for my hen do, I am, oh my God, could you imagine? This is like dropping the bombshell. I'm getting remarried to somebody else. Clever. I had a Miss World theme. I will insert a picture if I can find a picture. I had a Miss World theme, and every girl who came on the hen do had a sash for a country, and they had to dress that country. So like my sister, I think my sister was American, so she dressed like a cowgirl. I was Miss World because I was the winner, because I was the bride and I got the man. I was France, so I had like a Moulin Rouge outfit. Which got, if I tried to put that on now, it literally would fit on like one arm and one boob. So that's what we did, and we went to London and we went to a nightclub called Guilty Pleasures, which is really, really fun and cheesy and ace. I don't know if it still exists, but it's absolutely amazing. So that's what we did for my hen do. And bridesmaid presents, I think I just typed in the internet bridesmaids, just gave them some tat. Or I might have bought them a nice handbag. I can't remember, I got married 4 bazillion years ago. This is from Ashlyn Forrest. Had the question, what advice do you have about body confidence / self-love? Beep, clever. So body confidence. I think body confidence is definitely something that has come to me as I've got older, and also probably since I've had children. And bizarrely, I've had 2 periods in my life where I had to have an operation, so you kind of lose all your boundaries when people are like, you're having bedpans and all this, that and the other, and you're naked half the time, and people shoving things at your bumhole. Suppositories, guys, nothing else. It took a dark turn. So I think body confidence has definitely come as I've got older, and I think your advice, my advice for you should be no one actually really cares. So if you're on the beach and you're thinking, oh, I don't really want to get out of my cosy, or like, you know, everybody's looking at me, no one's looking at you. No one cares. Like, literally, I go out in my swimming costume all the time with my gut out, and I'm flying down slides, and my cosy's at my bumhole, and nobody ever really looks at me, or if they do look at me, they just kind of look and then just walk on. So I think your top tip for body confidence is people don't care as much as you think they care. So always bear that in mind. Like, the only person that should be happy really is you. Would I ever want more kids? From Jess Sharp, PX. Hello. I probably would have had another kid, a child. I've got 2, but as I'm 40 this year, I just feel that perhaps now is not the time. Also, because I have quite a bad back, it's probably just not ideal. So no more kiddies for me. KTG 17587, catch you. I would love to know what your morning routine is. You always seem to be up and about so early. I find it hard to get motivated, and then I feel I've wasted the day. What's the secret? The secret is KTG 17587. 2 little children that bloody get up at 5:30 in the morning. That is my only motivation. These children make me want to get up and feed them and give them a drink and just get on with my day. Believe you me, if I didn't have kids, I wouldn't be up at 5:30 in the morning. I've always been more of a morning person. I do tend to go to bed about 9 o'clock, like an old lady. But yeah, my kids get me out of bed. Laura Bloxham, hello. How many tattoos do you have, and what's the meaning behind them all? I have 3. So I won't show you the other 2. I've got this one, which you would have seen in my vlogs, and that's just a big bird and a little bird for me children, my big girl and my little boy. Then on my foot, I've got 3 stars, which I got when I turned 30. So I got this when I turned 40, 3 stars when I turned 30. That's me pointing at my foot, not my foo. And then on my shoulder, I've got a Chinese symbol. Means woman. And I got that when I was 18, and I was on a bus with my friend, and we're like, should we just go and get tattoos like the Spice Girls? And that's what we did. So I've got a tattoo like my Spice Girl. There's no meaning behind it apart from don't bloody get tattoos, people. Right, from Twitter, this is from little old M3. If you could give any piece of advice to your kids and they would remember when older, what would it be? It's okay to be a bit crap. It's okay to be ordinary, as long as you're kind and you're a good person. Nobody's perfect. You might think people are perfect, but behind closed doors, nobody's perfect. It's okay to be happy in yourself. I'm not saying don't have aspirations. I'm not saying don't, you know, aspire to do bigger things and work really hard, but always embrace the fact that it's okay to be yourself, and try not to focus on other people, because comparison is the thief of joy, people. That's a true fact. Okay, this is from Fairy Princess on Twitter. Did you ever struggle with other people and worry about being liked, and how did you overcome it? I do, probably a little bit. I have got quite a bubbly personality, which I don't really like, because bubbly personalities always means she's just a little bit fat. So I am quite chatty. I've got quite a rude sense of humour. I'm probably quite a Marmite person. Sometimes I say things and I think people get the wrong impression, because I can be quite blunt. So I do wish sometimes I could be a bit softer, and I could dumb down. Like, I see these like Instagram accounts and think, wow, look at how perfect they are, but then that's not me, is it? And like, that's not me, is it? So I just love the people that love me, and if you don't like me, then that's cool. Like, we all can't like everybody. Just don't be mean to me, because I'll cry. Right, next question. This is from YouTube. Okay, so my question, this is from Katie Smith, or Katie Smythe, sorry if I pronounce it wrong. What are your top 3 tips for a Disney first timer traveling with husband and 2 girls aged 6 and 9? Tip number 1, take all the crap from England with you over to America. Go to Primark and buy cheap Disney crap. Go to Poundland and buy cheap Disney crap. Buy all the cheap Disney crap and pack it in your case, because when you get over there, it's bloody expensive. Tip number 2, even though your kids are 6 and 9, you might consider taking a buggy with you. buy a cheap one from Aldi and take it with you, or hire one when you're over there, because it's ginormous and even your 9-year-old will want to sit down. Tip number 3, get to the parks as early as humanly possible, because around 1 o'clock in the afternoon it gets bloody hot and you just want to come home. So buy crap, get a buggy, go early and have fun. It's ace. Okay, the last 2 questions I found quite interesting, and they were kind of a similar sort of vein. So the first one was from Courtney Jenkins, is one piece of advice you would give to a young person, followed by, do you have advice for fostering self-confidence in young girls? You have experienced as a former teacher, a mother, and seem to be full of self-confidence. From James, Party of 5. I think in this kind of current climate, it's really important about talking about female self-confidence. Obviously all the stuff that happened with Harvey Weinstein, and then the Me Too, and finding out that, you know, everyone from young girls to women have been treated so appallingly in the workplace. It's really important as a mom and as a teacher to encourage our girls to get stronger and fall in love with themselves, which subsequently should help go some way to stopping these awful things happening. I'm very lucky that I've always worked with women. So I went to an all-girls school till I was 18. I worked in teaching, I worked in PR, I've worked in mummy blogging, so I've always been surrounded by a lot of women. I've never really been told, no, you can't do that because you're a girl. It's always been, we're all girls, we're all going to do this together. So I'm very lucky in that way. I think another thing that you gain as you're older is you become more self-aware. I know I'm not going to be the thinnest, I'm not going to be the prettiest, I'm not going to be the most trendy, and that you might think, oh, well, that's a bit sad that she thinks like that. But no, it frees you up, because then you get to be yourself. It's okay not to be the way social media portrays you. It's okay not to be this super slim, beautiful, made in Chelsea person. It's okay to be yourself, and you can still have a kick-ass job, you can still have a beautiful family, you can still have a wonderful home, you can still do whatever you want to do. You just don't look the certain way that people want you to look. I mean, I'm still very privileged because I'm still white, you know, I'm living in England, so it's not like I'm living this terrible life and I've got, you know, other things like race or religion that's holding me back. So I am still very privileged. But I think a good way to foster self-confidence is for people to start embracing the fact that there's room for everybody in the world, and you don't all have to look a certain way to have an amazing life. You don't have to act a certain way to have an amazing life, and you don't have to tolerate poor behaviour from people. It's acceptable to say no, it's acceptable to say, you know, to walk away. And I'm going to be fascinated to see what Erin's like when she's older, because the world that we're living in now is shifting, and it's just really fascinating. That got a bit deeper then, didn't it? So sorry about that. I think I might end on another question that's a little bit more lighthearted. Somebody somewhere, so if it was you, let me know below, wanted to know how me and my husband met. So let's end with that. Me and my husband met in a club called Risa. And as I've just expressed, like, I've always been like kind of surrounded by women. So I just went up to him, hopefully not like that, but probably like that. And I was like, hi, and started talking to him. And I was like, oh, where do you live? And I told him where I live. And he went, what bus do you get home? Like, that was his, like there was no Ubers in these days, guys. It was buses. So I was like, I'll get the number 103. And he's like, right. That was the end of the conversation. Next, the following week, see the same tall, silent man, and I was like, oh, it's him. Went up to him, started chatting. What do you think he replied with? What bus do you get home? The 103. What, you seem like a weird bus psychopath who's just like a bus spotter. What's wrong with you? And then we exchanged numbers. I'm not sure phones existed where you could even take photos or anything then, so I kind of like had forgotten his face. Like, we just had like the real old school phones. And we arranged to meet the following Thursday in a bar, actually, which is not far away from where I live now. And we went for a couple of drinks, and then we went to the same club again. he didn't mention the buses. But I'll tell you what he did do. In the olden days, there's an alcohol pop called Reef. So he got 3 Reefs, put them in his mouth like that, and drank 3 at the same time. And he's like, what do you think about that? And really, I probably should have gone, that's not an appropriate thing to do on a date. But I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. And look at us now. Married with kids. All because he drank 3 Reefs and asked about buses. That's love, that is, people. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, a high five if you want to subscribe. I apologise, it was very chatty. I hope you managed to stop it and then have a cup of tea. If you managed to get to the end, please leave in the comments. Emma is clever when she wears glasses. Because I am in it. Night, guys.